This is the Skyrover X1, a drone that boasts 4K 60 footage, 15-kilometer range, 32 minutes of battery life, and weighs less than 250 grams. It does all that for a price tag under 600 bucks. Now, it may look and feel extremely familiar to some of you, but does it live up to its claims? Today, let's find out. You can get the Skyrover X1 in one of two packages. There's the base model, which comes with the drone, one battery that's inside this, and the remote here. Now, this remote as well may look somewhat familiar. There is no screen, so you do put your cell phone in here. There's a little cable that comes out here. You plug that into your cell phone. I thought this was gonna be annoying having to put my phone into it, and it's really not that bad. The other package is the Fly More combo for 120 bucks more, that's $719. You get the same drone, battery, remote, and you also get this carrying bag, and inside that, there's some extra props and cables, and you also get this smart battery charging hub. You'll see here, the lights will go on telling you how much battery is in each one, and it will charge all three of those sequentially. They just pop in and out. And they claim each battery will last 32 minutes. With other drone manufacturers, we see those are overstated quite a bit, so we'll actually find out today how long one battery can last. Controlling the drone is all done through a simple app. It's the Skyrover app. It may feel quite familiar, again, to some of you, but you load that up on your phone, connect the controller, connect the drone, and you're ready to fly. Let's take a look at this footage. This is filmed in 4K 30 at the beach. I was pretty amazed at the detail here. Some drones will say, hey, this is a 4K drone, but it may be at a very low bit rate. So the actual quality you get out of the video is just trash. This video looks great. You could use this in a professional setting. You could use it for real estate. You could use this for YouTube. You could even use this to make commercials. A big part of that is due to the relatively large sensor on this drone. For its size, it's a 1 and 1.32 inch, so almost an inch CMOS sensor on here. And the cool thing too is it will do vertical and horizontal at the touch of a button in the app. So if you want to shoot stuff for Instagram, for TikTok, you just hit it and it will go to vertical, and you could swap back between vertical and horizontal as you see here. The sensor shoots in 4K. It also takes 48 megapixel photos. Because of this large sensor and there's a lot of pixels on it, it does up to 4x digital zoom, even zoomed in all the way. That footage is still totally usable. For me, the slow-mo is really interesting because I do a lot of action sports. So I kick this into slow motion video, which is supposed to film 100 frames per second. So if you're filming at 24, that is slowed down 4 times. Pretty cool. We can see with these surfers here in slow-mo mode, there's actually quite a bit of loss of detail in this mode. I didn't love seeing that. It's a little bit grainy, pixelated. I'm not sure if that's a bitrate thing or a resolution thing, but the quality does absolutely go down in the slow-mo mode. But it is really slow. It is a cool effect. So if you wanted something like bullet time slowed way down, you could certainly use this mode. For most people, I would recommend you, if you want to slow something down a little bit for B-roll or something, just use 4K 60 because that's going to have much less loss than the 100 frames per second slow-mo setting. Now, the low light is actually really good on this drone. It's got that big 1 and 1.3 sensor, and it's capturing a lot here. The footage looks great, super usable. On the opposite end of that spectrum, there is a hyperlapse mode, but I just ran it down the beach here, and that's how it looks. Pretty cool effect. I think some people will find that handy for sure. This drone has all sorts of intelligent flight modes as well. Before we jump into that, let's talk about safety. If you ever get into trouble or you forget where you are, there's this button here. It says P and H on the remote. P is for pause. So if you just tap this, it's going to pause right there. Hold this button and it's going to initiate return to home, and the aircraft will come back to you like we see now, and it just lands exactly where it took off from. That's another thing that I do actually really love about this drone is you've got these sensors. Check it out. Vision sensors, front, back, top, bottom. So all the way around the drone in every single direction, it's always looking and saying, hey, is there something behind me? If it senses an obstacle, it's gonna sense that and stop, and it won't crash the drone. I've done this before, flying an old Mavic Pro. I was trying to film a bike and I literally crashed the thing into a cliff because I didn't know the cliff was behind me. This thing, in theory, will sense that there's a cliff here and it'll go boop, 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 just like your car, and the drone will stop. Let's say you want to fly this and do some more complicated shots. My personal favorite is called active track. And when you're flying, the subjects in your shot, if it's a car, a boat, a person, sometimes birds even will show up on this. A green box will show up around them. You can just press that green box to turn on active track or spotlight mode. It will take the subject and say, hey, that's what I'm trying to feature. And then you can move the drone around and it will always be looking at this subject, so that subject's always in frame. What I find myself using more is the active track, and you can see that here with this skateboard. That will lock onto the subject, but it will have the drone fly parallel to the subject or in front of or behind the subject. Basically, you're just moving the drone with the subject, and you can choose too with this active track, is the drone gonna fly to the left of the subject, to the right? You can start from the left and then have it move around to the right. It did lose track here a couple of times. I'd say I used it for 10-15 minutes. It lost track a couple times where there was like a car behind me or an obstacle, and then it would just stop and kind of do its own thing. This drone also has built-in quick shots. You can see those here. It's got a drone-y, rocket, circle, helix, and it's basically, you put the drone there, you pick the subject and you say, go make a cool shot for me. And you just click a button and the drone will automatically, you don't have to control it at all. It will fly a circle around you for the circle. For rocket, it will just shoot out like a rocket and then come back. You can make these really cool effects without you having to mess around or control it just perfectly. You just stay there, have your subject stay there, and the drone's gonna do all the work. I really love that. It's cool. It can definitely come in handy when you've got a job to do. There's also a waypoint mode, so you can program flights. You can go out and fly a flight and drop your waypoints on a map and have it fly this exact same route over again. This is really good if you have like a complex shot. You don't see that on a lot of drones, especially in this price range. So the big thing here, battery life. I do have the Fly More combo, which has 3 batteries, which is an advantage. We know most drone manufacturers use the absolute best case scenario on their battery ranges. Really small battery, by the way. They claim 32 minutes with this battery here. So I went and tested this thing all the way past 0 to see when does it actually drop out of the sky. At 22%, that's when I get the first return to home warning. And we didn't do that. We just ignored it and kept flying, kept going until it gets to 11%. And then it says forced landing in progress. It's just gonna land right where it is unless you fight it. And that's exactly what we did. So we use the up stick and we keep controlling the aircraft, just doing laps around the van here to see how long can this thing fly. Let's just go until it literally can't hold itself in the air anymore. Until we get to about 27 minutes, 30 seconds, and that's when it actually just boom, drops out of the sky from a couple inches off the ground, and it turned off. It just disconnected right there. That's the end of the battery. So they claim 32 minutes. We got 27 and a half, which I'd say for all the flying we're doing, all the filming in 4K, the active track going back and forth, decent speeds. We're going 20 miles per hour in some cases here. That's pretty good. Realistically, usable filming time would be at like 20, maximum 25 minutes on one of these batteries. So I really do recommend you get the Fly More combo if you want to do more than 20-ish minutes of filming. Squeezing 20-25 minutes out of a sub 250 gram drone is pretty incredible. And by the way, I weighed it. It's exactly 248 grams. You do not need to register this drone. You don't need your license if you're not using it for commercial work. You can just go out and fly it. You should be aware of the rules and don't be a jackass and fly it into a jet engine, but under 250 is awesome. So who is this for? This could be you if you're a first-time drone user. Super easy to fly, super affordable price, hard to break too. The lighter the drone is, the less chance of it getting damaged in a crash. If you're a photographer or filmmaker and you want a spare drone or something that you could throw in a bag, easy to travel with and still get really awesome footage, this is it. It's a really cool drone. This wouldn't be a good review unless I shared with you some things that I'd like to see improved. My first one, I'd love to see the screen remote. That would be really cool. The other thing is the gimbal cover on this. It doesn't do anything about these propellers. It's just kind of like loose. hanging around here. Sometimes I'm like catching these propellers on the bag and stuff. I wish the gimbal cover kind of addressed these propellers, or there was a better way to store the props. Minor annoyance, little thing to improve. And I was gonna complain that I didn't have ND filters, but they do sell them on their site, Skyrover. It's 50 bucks for like 3 ND filters. So really important for the filmmakers out there to be able to get that cinematic footage. And that's it. That's the Skyrover X1. I hope this answered some questions for you. Yes, it's a very familiar drone. Quality is right up there with some of the other top dogs, and affordable price. If you like this, I'll leave a link below where you can purchase it. And Skyrover X1 offers a 30-day replacement policy. So if anything happens within the first month, they'll just replace it. So you're not gonna be waiting on repairs and not have a ton of downtime. Leave any questions in the comments. I'd be happy to answer those. Like and subscribe for more drone content, more reviews, and I'll see you in the next one.